Today you're going to learn about why you may be feeling sluggish and tired and maybe just not your best. You might be having acid reflux, you might be having a little bit of stomach pain, and so why would you be experiencing all these things? It could be because you're constipated. And we're going to learn about constipation, the 3 causes, and by the end of this video, you're going to learn some of the things that you can do to get your body moving and feeling its best. Number 1, how long do you need to go without going poop? Like, is 2 days, 3 days? That's okay, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Wrong. That's too long. If you're going to have food transiting through your system at that slow of a rate, that gives your body time to reabsorb toxins. So the optimum time is around 18 to 24 hours. Within that time, that's when you're going to want to be able to be making sure that you're going to the washroom, having a good poop, and feeling lighter and ready to take on the day. And if you can do that first thing in the morning and just have a regular time of day, so it could be in the morning or the evening, as long as your body's in a routine. But if it goes longer than that, then you know that there is an imbalance in bacteria in your gut causing it, or could be a food sensitivity, but overall there is some problems there that need to be dealt with. There's reasons why you're not moving like you want to be moving. So maybe you thought that, oh, I don't have any digestive problems, I'm just fine. But maybe you're not as fine as you could be. So if you want to be like a really good operating car that is able to go the extra mile, then why not? Let's just deal with it if we know the tools to use. So one of the tools is to make sure that you're drinking small amounts of water with your food, not huge glasses of ice water. So I know when we go into a restaurant, that's the first thing that you're going to see plopped in front of you, filling up that ice water, and that'll go with, your meal that's coming. So that ice water is going to shut down your digestive process, and it's going to interfere with your stomach emptying and the production of hydrochloric acid, because you're going to actually put out the fire that's in there to break down the meat or whatever protein's coming in that meal. So that's number 1. If you want to alleviate that, just ask for, now this is what I do when I go out, I ask for just some tea. That'll warm up your stomach and get it prepared for the digestive process when the food comes. So there's one tool. The other tool is right here in the top of your process. From the mouth to the anus is going to be the digestive process. So as soon as the food goes in, that's going to set you up just how you're going to digest it. So you want to make sure that you're digesting the food in the mouth by chewing. So now my son's he's actually quoting me now and saying, digestion starts in the mouth. I'm like, yes. So you can just repeat that to yourself next time you're having your meal. Digestion starts in the mouth, and just chew your food. And I guess up to 30 times if you have meat, because it takes time to break down meat, right? If you have carbohydrates, you want to be, that's like vegetables and grains, and even starches, rice and potatoes, going to be chewing that down to pretty mush. And that is because enzymes of enzymes that break down the vegetables and the carbohydrates, amylase, then that's what's released in the mouth. But once it reaches the stomach, amylase isn't released in the stomach. So then if you're not chewing proper up here, you're putting more stress on the digestive system in the small intestine. And then once it gets there, your pancreas will be secreting the enzymes. And so will you're going to have good bacteria doing some jobs too. So that's second tool that you want to be careful of. The third tool that you want to incorporate is try eliminating as much processed foods as possible. We're going to end up with, you know, a lot of processed foods in our diet just because of the way things are stocked on the shelves. So if you could be mindful of that, try to eat more foods that are closer to the ground, raw vegetables that you can cook, or things that are closer to nature, not made in a plant, but is a plant. So these are foods that feed your good gut bacteria, and foods that are prebiotics, and that's what they're called. So just for some examples, I have here written down whole grains is one. Any whole grain, kamut, spelt, oats, you know, these are all whole grains. Lentils and pears, apples, they're very easy to digest. If you can't digest apples, just cook them a little bit and you can get them soft. But very good. Potatoes. And some people don't think potatoes are good for you. They feed your good gut bacteria. They produce resistant starch. Potatoes are excellent source of vitamin C. So yeah, potatoes are good for you. And you know, you have to limit, for blood sugar purposes, the amount you eat, of course, but potatoes and rice are good foods to feed your good gut bacteria. And one thing I learned is that if you have leftover rice and then you allow it to cool and then you heat it up again the next day for leftovers, that's even better, because that will provide more resistant starch because it builds up for the second heating to be able to help you in that. So there are three tools that you have now. You can keep an eye on your chewing. You can make sure you don't drink a lot of cold water with your meal. If you're sipping a little bit, better to start with warm water though. And number three, to feed your good gut bacteria with whole, rich foods that are plant-based. So I would like to know in the comments, what one do you think that you need to work on? You might need to work on all three, right? But just give me, is it chewing? Is it the water? Or is it just eating more whole foods? And this is what I cover in my 8-week program. Well, it's an 8-module program. It can be done in 8 weeks. And it's called Freedom from Fatigue Solution. And if you're feeling tired, sluggish, bloating, stomach pain, brain fog, maybe you have some skin issues. I mean, there can be a lot of issues that go along with an improperly functioning digestive system, and which is caused by many things. I've made this program because this is the system I brought myself through to help me in so many ways to feel better about in my body and to alleviate stomach upset. I'm not able to digest properly, and you know, constipation issues. And so I do a one-on-one coaching with this program as well. I do see people one-to-one. Right now I'm not doing any one-to-one client sessions, but I am available for this program in order to guide you through it. So that's easy because it's very simple on my part. I just see you a few times throughout the program and just keep you on track. So if you are interested in that, you can also reach out to me and I'll give you a little bit more information. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.